Hey friends, welcome back to Big Nate's Whiskey Lounge. I am Nate, coming at you with a little bit of a new setup. Got myself a little bar here, put in my speakeasy, and I'm going to be doing my next few videos for the foreseeable future, standing up. So look forward to that. Hope you enjoy the channel, hope you enjoy the content. Today is going to be day one of a little mini-series, and I did a mini-series about 3-4 weeks ago where I went through my bottles from the Bourbon Junkies, from Dan and Sean from the Bourbon Junkies. I had bottles that they had done picks of, so I did my reviews on those. Today is going to be day one of a 3-part series for Matt Porter from ADHD Whiskey. Matt Porter is one of my favorite whiskey tubers. I'm probably going to say that about everybody that I do a review of, but Matt is awesome. Go check him out. ADHD Whiskey comes out with several videos a week, and then he often does a live stream on Friday night, and he also does picks. I have 3 of his, and we're going to do pick number 1. So this is a pick that came out in July. I went through Patreon before this, and I'll do so before the other 2 just to check the dates and things like that. But this is Matt's NULU pick. So Matt did this back in July. And this is a single barrel. I actually have 2 bottles of this. I actually also have a second bottle of day 3s as well. They are unopened. I intend to use them as giveaways at some point, either through my channel or somebody's charity channel. Kind of starting to do that. Trying to support the other whiskey tubers. When Matt puts this up, if for some reason, usually they limit it to 1 per person, and then they'll open it up after it's gone through all the tiers. I usually try to snag a second bottle if that becomes available, and I'll usually stash that and use that for a giveaway somewhere for a good cause. But this is going to be the NULU. Mine actually has a little bit of dripping wax. The other bottle does not, and obviously because we know that that's patented. But so this is NULU straight bourbon whiskey. And this is 112.8 proof, so it's 56.4% ABV. It is 5 years old. It is barrel number B20B, and this is bottle number 150. Don't know how many bottles were in the yield, but I have bottle 150, and I think the other bottle is like 152 or 154. So what's really cool about NULU is a craft distillery. It's actually the PCS Distilling Company, and they are out of Louisville, Kentucky. But this is MGP juice. But what's really cool is, so a lot of places you see what's got MGP in it. You got Redwood Empire, you got Smoke Wagon over here. My bar might be blocking it, but those have MGP juice in it, and all it says is distilled in Indiana. Whereas with this, the NULU pick, it actually says it's from MGP. It actually goes into a description, and it actually is what an NDP actually should be, where it says exactly where it got it from. Now, PCS has their own distillate that they are currently resting, the way that they worded it. Hey, we are a craft distillery, we're coming out with our own stuff, but while that stuff is aging, we're going to source as best as we can some MGP stuff because most people like it, and it goes over really well. Really good juice, and if you get really good age on it, and just a really good barrel, you're golden. So they've done with Matt from ADHD Whiskey, they've done this barrel pick. So looking forward to that. Let's get this open. Ooh, good cork pop there. All right, let's set that there. Okay, I'm liking the nose so far, kind of florally, maybe a little bit of bubblegumish, a little fruity, maybe a little banana, vanilla. I'm getting a lot of classic MGP bourbon notes in this, nothing necessarily blowing me out of the water, although it is really nice. As far as the nose goes, I'm digging for the ethanol. It's not sharp. It's not overly sharp right out the bat. Maybe a little bit of a kind of caramely apple, kind of like that caramel dip you see around Halloweenish, the fall. I'm not a big fan of it, but it smells like that. You dip the apples in. Don't say I don't like, I'm just not a huge fan. All right. Nice color on it too, so this is 5 years old. We don't know the mash bill. Yeah, there's no mash bill on it, but it's MGP, so it's good stuff. Brown sugar, spice, bready. It's really good. There's a heftiness to it. I don't know how much rye is in it, but it's really tasty, really good. Now this pick does not have anything like a fancy sticker on or anything. That's okay. Now it does have this pick sticker where it has ADHD's logo on it, so you do know it's from him. The other two do have a little bit more stickers on it that are kind of fun. The next one I really like. Actually, I like the next two. They're both cool, but so this is my first NULU. NULU has not hit my area. There are no, now maybe because they're just picks, I honestly don't know too much about NULU. Although I've seen some other channels have NULU. They have ryes, they have toasted barrels, things like that. And those don't seem to be, those seem to be in stores. So I don't know if those are store picks or if maybe they just have a smaller amount of distribution. They're not in my area because I would have snagged a few as soon as I see them, but that's all right. But I'm looking forward when PCS comes out with their own stuff too, because if they source like this, imagine what their own stuff's going to be, which means they're going to take their time, make sure it tastes well, because if they source well enough where this is what they're doing as their picks, obviously Matt picked this barrel, but if this was the barrel available through NULU, insane. Their stuff is going to be really good. There's a note on the nose that I'm getting now when I'm combining it with the palate, and I can't name it, but I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. Yeah, there is a fruitiness to it. It's, like I said, I did get a little banana, kind of a banana nut bread. So there is a little bit of nuttiness to it. I would say almondy. Yeah, I'm thinking almond. I was going back and forth between almond or walnut, and it's almond on it. Oh man. Yeah, like a chocolate covered almond. Like you get those Hershey bars that they only have like 4 almonds in it, and they charge you like $1 more than the regular chocolate bar. Maybe a little butterscotch. So maybe the caramely is a little more butterscotchy than caramel, because there's kind of that, I don't know, with the difference between butterscotch and caramel. I'm kind of picking that difference up. But I really like this map. Now this was not a fresh crack for me. The next one won't be, the last one will be, because I just got it. It came out right around Christmas time. I actually think I received my package of the 2 bottles for the third one on December 23rd. But the other two, this one and the next one, will not be fresh cracks. So this maybe have had a little bit of time to open up. It was a little hot the first time I had it, but back in July, I was relatively new to barrel proofs. I hadn't really dived into that world. Pardon my misuse of the English language. But man, vanilla ice cream. Yep. So that's had a little bit of time to open up. So maybe that's what, the first time could have just been the ethanol. I wasn't used to it. Could have been any number of things. Maybe it needed to open up a little bit. But that is really good juice. Matt, that's a really good pick. I really appreciate you doing that for your channel. Appreciate being a part of your channel. Appreciate being a patron of yours, having access to stuff like this. And you can do too. Go to ADHD. Go to ADHD Whiskey on YouTube. There you'll find his links. You can also find him on Patreon. He has a merch store. You can find links to that as well. I do have a couple of his shirts, but I'm just not wearing one right now. So that was video number 1 for the Matt Porter ADHD picks. This was the NULU single barrel straight bourbon whiskey. I hope to see you Wednesday. Until then, keep drinking your bourbon. Cheers.